I thought you were trying to make like a Resident Evil joke, but no, you just
4.
What about
Residue 4.
Residue 4?
Residue 4.
Here's a title. Speaking of which, welcome to Fandom Nonsense. I'm Zach.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Coco.
I'm also Nolan.
God damn it.
Is also Nolan. I'm not Nolan.
So, we just got done watching the Star Wars Episode 8 trailer.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
I was moderately impressed. I'm
Yeah,
not like
it-
I'm not
okay,
like super
well-
gung ho. I haven't been gung ho for a Star Wars movie. I wasn't even really gung ho for the last one.
It's
but
like-
the idea of the Han Solo movie. I'm cool with. But
Right. It's like, I think with the prequels for Star Wars fans, we treat that like being cheated on by somebody we really cared about. And it's just hard to accept that they're going to come back and be what you knew they were to begin with.
Trust isn't there anymore.
Trust isn't there. And so there's only a slight amount of optimism we can even expect, even when they give us everything we need in that moment.
No.
Knowing, I don't know. For me, knowing that the callbacks and everything were intentional and necessary in 7.
Mm-hmm.
I can also say that I really fell in love with the characters. I really enjoyed Episode 7. I saw it in theaters 5 times.
Wow.
Like,
Damn.
Yeah. And and bought it or found it online as soon as it was possible to find a legitimate copy, and bought it the day it came out.
See,
and-
I only bought Episode 7 and watched it. I've only watched it once on the Blu-ray.
See, I haven't watched as many times since, but I really
Star Wars in theaters, though.
yeah
Yeah.
they're
No,
all
it's another.
That's what it's made for.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the upward scrolling, you're not going to get a bigger screen.
Exactly.
To be able
Exactly.
to read that on.
It's like listening to an old record and never hearing it on vinyl. You haven't had the true experience of what it is.
Yeah.
But
Or hearing an album that was produced mono and then listening to it stereo.
yeah, exactly. But so I enjoyed 7 a lot. Rogue One, I liked it when I saw it in theaters, and I got it when it came out and watched it. It's not as good on the, like, it doesn't hold up as well to me.
I don't think it's as good of a movie as 7, but it appeals to the people who are like Rogue Squadron, like the video game,
Right.
and the novels and stuff, and like who are super into the space battles and
Yeah.
just sort of like the political and ethical
it's
questions
opening up,
of the Empire.
Yeah, it's opening, but also it's just opening up the world in the cinematic universe.
Yeah, it gives you more characters. to
Like
draw
it's
from and
basically like the opening to like how they're doing the Han Solo movie.
Mhm.
And
It doesn't really feel like a Star Wars movie, but I feel like a lot of people in the 21st century don't really want a Star Wars movie as much as they think they do.
They're not living in the 1980s anymore. Things
Right.
are-
Yeah, and even then they were like,
things
it
are-
was a revival of that 30s, 40s serial kind of like swashbuckling adventures, only it's in
Right.
space. Like it was already kind of dated and campy in
Right.
the 70s and 80s. So
Yeah.
Lucas was great at adapting that sort of feeling
yeah.
at that time.
that's
Who's
he's the
directing?
brakes on the whole Lucas.
Well, yeah,
7
that's
and
true,
8.
but you know what I mean.
Who directed
Lucas Films.
Who directed?
Nebulous.
J.J. Abrams. Yeah.
He's also doing 8 as well.
Ryan Johnson is doing 8.
Okay.
Looper, and I'm trying to think of what else he's done, but that's the big thing. It's like his claim to fame. But
With Looper.
as far as the Han Solo movie goes, I'm kind of in the same boat as I am with Boba Fett, where like those badass kind of renegade characters, the more you find out about them,
The less badass they
Yeah.
become.
yeah.
Hmm.
Like, Boba Fett's a really good example of... It's kind of cool that his dad is Jango Fett and the basis of the clones,
Right.
but it's also... It gives him this benchmark to compare him to that he didn't have before. Whereas
Right.
before he's just this badass bounty hunter.
Right.
Now he's the son of the most
The most badass.
yeah, like
It was.
the template of the clone troopers, like
The
so-
person they sought out to
so-
make an army out of.
right. So it's either he has to so there's that comparison thing that automatically put in there. So
That's
that-
what these stories. I don't know if it's looking at them from the angle of being the badass, but it's about the drama that is coming from the long story. Maybe it's father or mother, the daddy issues that he's gonna deal with.
I just
Living up to that image or something.
I think the movie could be good, and hopefully it will be. I just, from a lore standpoint, do we really need to know?
Nope.
You know, that's,
I could say probably not.
Like-
It's-
Fan bases have this tendency to, whenever they
They
are
want
introduced to a character they really have some connection with,
Yeah.
they want more
Yeah.
information,
I want you
and
to-
that can ruin it for.
yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
Like-
if it doesn't. It's not what you think. That's what a good part of those characters is.
Yeah.
It's all what you think. You're
Like-
the
That's where they say you shouldn't meet your heroes
Yeah.
because it'll ruin it for you.
as flawed as Rogue One was, I think it worked, and it wasn't necessary, but it's a vital part of the story.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
that's a especially some of the holes that were filled
Yes.
up by it and everything. Like, so that's one of the things. Okay, like, it's not my favorite. Probably right there, honestly, at near the bottom of my list of Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
But as far as like it being a necessary part of the story, I can accept that. But Han Solo's backstory, I hope they put more into it than fan service. But now that's
Yeah.
all that it is. Kind of
yeah.
feels like
Yeah.
to me.
I hope it almost has like a Guardians feel to it, because we're not in like the hero posing like with the not with the soundtrack or anything like that, but as far as like the exploration, the like keying in on the aspects of
But
Han
not-
Solo
not
that
Guardians too.
we imagine when he
Yeah.
first appears.
I mean, at what point in time do they are they going to be? What's the time frame
I mean,
of this movie?
I'm assuming everything that involved the Kessel Run.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Everything from the Kessel Run.
Yeah.
And under 7 parsecs,
Yeah.
a unit of distance.
I
Up
does
until
anybody
that
remember the Young Indiana Jones Adventures?
Mm-mm.
The cartoon?
No, it was a live action series.
No.
There was an Indiana Jones show. It was, I forget like how long it ran, but I mean it was basically that. It was like early '90s, I think. There's a TV show of young Indiana Jones doing Indiana Jones things, and I feel like Han Solo would be the perfect like medium budget like weekly adventure show for
Han
Disney.
Solo?
Yeah,
Mhm.
for as opposed to a movie
Like
like
Disney XD. That's like the
I was
cool-
gonna say for the new streaming thing coming out next year to have a
Yeah.
Star Wars property and not just a whole bunch of Marvel,
Right.
because Star Wars hasn't gotten into live action TV yet, and understandably it'd be a much higher budget show to do it right.
You say
but
Marvel
sure.
hasn't gotten into live?
No,
oh,
Star
geez.
Wars.
Oh, Star Wars. Sorry.
That would be cool, because especially with that type of character.
Yeah.
Because up until the events in the original Star Wars
Yeah,
movies,
him meeting Luke.
Han
and the-
Solo is not tied down by any sort of emotional or romantic attachment.
Right.
He's a character that can see himself in a lot of varied situations. So it'd be cool to see
Yeah,
how
those
his
yeah,
weekly
eventually
all
played
like
out.
all the different like
Yeah.
things that he smuggles and like
shape,
Yeah.
what
going
shaped
across
his
like all the
character.
different little
Mhm.
adventures that he's had
All the trouble he could possibly get into, just as a free man.
Eight
before he got into the big one,
definitely
Fine.
interests me.
getting with Luke Skywalker.
I'm not, like I said, I was moderately like I've only seen the trailer the one time, but like it gave me what it gave to me what 7 didn't. 7 made me feel like I was watching a movie that everybody like J.J. Abrams had to be like, hey, everybody, here, you
Star
remember
Wars is
all
coming
these
back,
things?
yeah.
Yeah, like, and then put it all together. And then now they get to kind of, like, stretch that story off, which is cool. And they got a lot of new, fun, individualized characters and species that you get to see that you haven't gotten in previous movies, which is cool as well. But I just, it's another Star Wars movie to me. And I don't know why I feel that way about it, but I'm not, like... That's not something that I'm going to, like... I'm itching to go watch in theaters.
Yeah.
I'm just now. It was like this with 7. I'm just now like getting on the hype coaster. Like
Right.
It's just now kind of like it'll be like as things start to progress over the next couple of months. Things.
Yeah, it's only like 2 months from now, right?
Yeah.
I honestly feel a pretty like a greater sense of excitement than
I
I
am
did
very
7.
excited. Mark Hamill, man.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill's coming back.
Those look great.
I love Mark Hamill.
Me too. He's my favorite Joker.
Oh, yeah.
Simple. It's the easiest, one of the easiest choices ever. He looked. I mean, his character looked like that version of Luke, the rigid, kind of terrified of the Force Luke.
Yeah.
I've seen some shit Luke.
Yeah.
That looked pretty interesting.
Pretty much.
7 was a little letdown for me.
Yeah.
I don't like that they made a bigger
How do you
thing shaped like a
overcome-
planet. That was a planet. No, they made a planet. They went from not Unicron. Death Star, bigger Death Star, Planet Star.
Yeah.
Biggest.
I mean, the second Death Star wasn't bigger. It wasn't even finished.
Yeah, it wasn't even
No.
finished, but it was gonna be bigger.
Yeah. I honestly, I feel like that's more contrived than the Star Killer. Like, I feel like, I've always felt like,
Are you talking about the character?
no,
No.
the second Star Killer base, the
Okay.
Yeah.
planet
Okay.
thing.
'Cause-
Like, yeah, it makes sense to me that the military faction trying to rebuild the Empire would not only try to rebuild the Empire's greatest feat, but try to outdo it.
Right.
That makes more sense 30 years later. That makes more sense to me than the Empire immediately
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
retrying that again. Like
I mean,
just because Lucas wanted to push the Death Star to the end of the trilogy, but he didn't know if he'd get to make a trilogy, so he
yeah.
put it in New Hope, and so that's why he did that. So I feel like that's more like.
Yeah, I know.
So that doesn't really bother me, honestly.
I like the idea of like,
Yeah.
the whole Boys of Brazil thing, them trying to clone Adolf Hitler and bring him back. That was like the original idea for, well, not the idea, but like the basis of Star Wars is, the whole like the Nazis are controlling everything and they have a rebellion and they go up against them and then like they blow it up and everybody runs and hides and then comes back at it. That's like, something that I see utilized a lot in a lot of different like TV shows and such. I like the idea of them not coming back and trying to do it bigger or trying to redo what happened, trying to like pick up from where they left off. They just continue the plan as it was and bring in a new being that can take over the throne. So that would be interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm wishing too much here.
Did you watch any more Day 5?
Not many.
Slappy.
You haven't seen any season 2?
I've seen just barely the intro.
Yeah. I
Pretty
get
much.
you.
I'm like 3/4 in the first episode.
Season 2 is so good. It was
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know. I feel the sting. I'm
Oh,
gonna
man.
watch it.
I'm gonna-
This was a bad week for me.
Well,
this
good.
is something that. Well, I don't know. I haven't been here in 2 weeks, so
Well,
or a week.
they haven't either. So, Nolan, tell us more about RVB 15.
Oh, RVB 15. Oh, the exciting conclusion, you mean?
Yes, the exciting
Oh,
conclusion of
yes.
RVB 15.
Finally.
Fucking fantastic, honestly. It's up there with my favorite RVB.
Yeah.
As a contained story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that it meant the same to me as
13's ending.
Yeah,
13,
It
I
didn't
feel
have the
like-
same emotional impact as
Yeah.
the end of 13.
But that's what I liked.
I feel like overall contained, I like 15 better than just because. I mean,
It's like the original seasons.
I just like how concise and
Well,
it wasn't a draw.
if you're gonna compare broad strokes, I think it's best to compare 1 through 5,
yeah.
6 through 8, 9 and 10, 11 through 13.
Well, 1 through
leave
5
14 alone.
Right.
Yeah,
1 through 5.
and then 15 on its own. Because if you're gonna compare
Right, yeah.
like the complete story, it's not fair to compare
That's
15 to 13 because
Mhm.
13 is
Yeah,
not a complete story.
Yeah.
It's just, so yeah, you have that long story, or the seasons wide story where it all means something.
Right.
Right.
15
15 was beautiful.
Yeah.
I
in
think
itself.
15 can be the start of something that I would see as better than the course trophy. But
Okay.
I don't. Okay, like on its merits, just as a standalone.
Yeah.
I mean, there are elements in that just speak to me more so than the course trophy.
Yeah.
Although I think we wouldn't have season 15.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
Right.
Had they not taken the steps away from the original RVB
Yeah.
style and become more cinematic, and then it's still a change
Yeah.
over from typical like Red versus Blue, but
It's certainly a spectrum and not a hard line.
Mhm.
Like starting from
Definitely.
season 6 working to season 6 working to now. Like
Yeah.
it's hard to pinpoint like where exactly the scope really came into
right.
it. There's little things along the way.
Yeah. I'm really curious if 16 is going to take place after 15 season.
They hint towards it at the end of 15.
I mean,
Donut Man, I'm telling you.
They said
there
it was
was-
going to be standalone season.
it'll
Yeah, I know
it'll
about
take
that.
it'll be in the same way that 11 follows 10 or 6 follows 5. Like
Yeah.
obviously it's going to be after, but
Yeah.
it's going to be the beginning of something new.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
And probably like self-contained within itself again if Joe's directing it.
Right.
Donuts.
I doubt it will be.
I told you,
The
man,
bubble,
you gotta
gotta-
watch the bubble.
God,
I warned you before you start drinking from the damn boot.
Oh yeah.
I love the boot.
See it?
I got a boot, everybody.
See it?
I agree that it's likely that
Now see it. I didn't even think about it. Gotta turn it.
Yeah.
I agree that it's likely that 16 will not follow the same like plot arc and like not carry on from the open space that was left from 15, but it will probably follow suit in the same sort of cinematic style,
Probably.
and I think that'd be good for Red versus Blue.
Yeah.
I'm seriously interested in Donut because he got zapped. He got zapped with the crazy,
Yeah, like-
power coming from the time
Oh,
machine bomb.
yeah.
And
And
Oh, he did.
go ahead.
yeah, and he just kind of was like, "Ooh," and it's like left alone. That was that, and
Yeah.
so they have to. There at least has to be some follow through with the previous plot. It doesn't necessarily have to be anything major, but there is some remnants there.
I mean,
you
that's
know?
kind of always Donut
Right.
though. At least this time
Yeah.
he didn't die.
Yeah,
What
he just
did-
like he got. What is he gonna be able to do? Is he gonna be a time traveler now?
That's exactly,
Oh,
that's
my
exactly where I was
God.
about to go. Like,
Quantum
what,
leap with Donut.
what if no? What if no? Like not that he even has the power to. That he just slowly starts to fade away
and like
and
ends
goes
up in a
into the
different-
past.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
ends up in a different season.
But
now
then
that
again,
he's
it's fucking Donut.
Or if he like has to exist through like multiple timelines
he
at the
sees
same time.
all timelines happening.
He comes
I mean-
unstuck in time.
Donut dies all the time and just
Right.
comes back. Like, so getting electrocuted
Electrocuted,
isn't
yeah.
that big a deal to him.
I just wonder.
But
Well,
But
it
no,
wasn't
it's just the
electric.
fact that the electricity looks
did-
so
it
different
did-
okay,
from
that's
any
it.
other
Again,
animation.
it was. I think it's because it was Loco's machine. So everything about it is childish and like
So there was actually
It
no
didn't look
real-
childish.
There was never any real.
it looked like shitty like cartoon animation.
Did it?
And then it just
That's what you bitched
comes
about.
out of.
No, only the lightning.
Yeah, that's what
Nothing
I'm talking.
else.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. And the lightning came from his machine.
It
But
did.
nothing else looked that way from his machine.
Yeah, it kind of did.
Yeah, I mean it was designed in such like. It
So-
looks like
Unless the idea is that there was never any threat, and it was just the only reason the machine existed was so that he'd be able to go and talk to church. Yeah.
well, no, that was because Vic came involved. That it didn't end up doing anything nefarious.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
It,
I'm saying, but-
it was capable of
Because he
destroying
had his
his way out.
wonderful speech at the
Okay, so
end.
now, yeah, he only brought the batteries so he could talk. Yeah, he could have that.
Fluffy? No, fucking
Fucking Fluffy.
Starts with an F.
Fluffy
doesn't it?
fucks.
Freckles.
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 Yeah. There it is.
God.
I looked at Zach right when he said freckles, and I was like, there it is. Yep. You got it.
I have a stuffed dog that I've had since the day I was born named Fluffy. Side note.
Another side note, April 1st of next year, Alfred E. Newman is coming out with, re-coming out with Mad Magazine. Not literally Alfred E. Newman, but the guy, you know who Alfred E. Newman is?
Not really.
He's like the spokes drawing or person of Mad Magazine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the redheaded
face?
guy with the weird looking face. Yeah.
Right.
Looks like Harold from Harold.
No. Wait.
Kind of.
Who's Harold?
Harold's the one that always wears like the belly shirt and like has like the backwards blue cap on. And he's the
No,
bully.
He's
no,
got
he
like
looks
a-
nothing like that.
No, dude. His head is like.
I wanna.
It's like he's got a big head, he's got freckles, he's got 2 buck teeth. And
Yeah, I mean I know what the guy from the Mad Magazine was.
Harold,
For some
his
reason,
head,
I
his head goes like
But he has
this.
that-
Yeah.
And it has like a what?
Maybe I'm just thinking.
His head looks like a boat.
Too bad about
Side note, on that note,
Side note on that side note.
yeah, on that side note, the Hey Arnold trailer for the movie or whatever
Yeah.
dropped.
No,
Tear fuel.
you doing good?
No,
Doug, you getting one?
it really looks like they're gonna fuck up the entire like story of like his parents and
parents dying,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah, which is like
What makes it?
what makes
intense.
it yeah, and also, God, the animation looks horrible.
Really? I
Yeah.
thought it looked
It's
newer, but
I'm fine with it looking newer, like as far as like harder shadows and
Right.
like, but it was way too like light. Like the color palette was way too light, and the eyes were just fucking creepy as hell to me. Like I don't know what it was about them. Like there was like
everything looked solid.
I haven't seen the trailer. I've only heard.
the eyes
it
look like really like big and
That's
like
the one where he watches the video or that the neighborhood kids made for why he should go to the jungle, right?
yeah.
Okay, that one dropped a few months ago, didn't it?
Okay, no, I'm thinking of it. No, it just dropped a couple of days ago.
Okay, because like that one and the Rocco's Modern Life when they come out,
I don't
Back
like
to
that
back.
they would even involve the parents necessarily.
Yeah.
it's
Because to me it seems like they can do one of two things. They can either have him go into the jungle and find his parents somehow, which is going to be a total middle finger to people who
Right.
were real fans of the original series,
Yep.
or they can have the whole he goes into the jungle to search for his parents, but eventually just comes to the conclusion that they are dead and he has to confront that.
Right.
And
which
that
is good closure.
yeah, which
That's
is good closure, and
Nickelodeon.
it's a better story than the first one I mentioned, but
It
it's
was-
still a trope that would be kind of
Yeah.
obvious. Which I would
The
still like to
deepest
see
thing
that movie.
Nickelodeon had that I can
I would
remember.
much rather
is,
see that
yeah.
movie. Like the Rocco movie. Hey, I'm a big Rocco fan anyway.
Didn't they tackle
But-
several? It's tackled several issues. Hey Arnold tackled racism, hatred against
I didn't like Hey Arnold all
Jewish
that much.
kids and everything else.
Really good.
Really,
Harold
really
was,
good.
it was kind of slow at times, and I think that lost a lot of its like younger viewer base at the time. But it was,
But they
it
had
was really
I mean,
emotional.
It was
like,
deep, you know.
Yeah, it definitely felt. It made you feel things almost
Yeah,
every
it did.
episode.
I think it was the fact that they all had such like odd shaped heads.
They definitely look very weird.
I wasn't a fan of them. Other than what was his name? Arnold's best friend.
Gerald.
Gerald. They all had weird heads. His
But his was
like a
I-
thermometer.
Yeah.
Where's Shaq going?
Huh? I don't know.
He did have a very thermometer-shaped head.
Well, actually, no. We were talking about Germany earlier. Hey, Shaq, just remembered. How's it going in Poland, my man? God, it looks awful out there, Shaq. Jesus Christ, you're a trooper. And I didn't realize he can not only go to space, first black astronaut to go to space, but
He's like a unicorn.
but
Wait, is it? Would that,
What?
has there not been a black man in
There
space
has
yet?
been a black man.
Yeah,
I mean
that's
on the
what I'm
moon,
There's been a
on the
black
moon, on the moon.
saying. Played it on the moon.
Has there been a black man on the moon?
I feel like you should edit this part out. That's bubble treating you, Aaron. But as well as
Just
Paul's
fine.
treating
Just fine.
Shaq.
Just fine. Oh. Wait. That's awful. That's so
I
bad.
didn't even realize what I said. Oh, well, you're the one that was like, oh, well, you know, we were talking about Germany earlier, and the only reference I made to Germany
was Hitler.
Yes. That's not
It's
Germany
his-
anymore.
It's his fault.
It's just that Shaq's not welcome.
No.
Wait, I didn't even put that connection together.
No.
Now you're calling me out?
Germany is Hitler's fault.
Germany
Is that what I'm getting here?
No. God damn it.
You
Fucking.
hear that, Germans?
Blame Hitler. Everything.
Blame Hitler.
No.
Hitler.
You guys are doing great for yourself.
Don't let Aaron talk to you.
I'm not. No, that's not what I
appreciate all the
mean.
cars and the economic
He's
stability.
responsible
Yeah. And
for
Elon Musk.
Poland. He's responsible for Poland.
How?
What part?
Which part of Poland?
No. Okay. No. No.
The invasion of Poland?
Whenever,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay,
Yeah.
alright.
Yeah, no, Hitler's responsible for Poland in
For
general.
Poland existing.
Let's.
Thanks,
Can you hate this?
You gave us Aaron.
Don't start doing. Don't do stuff.
Yeah, no. No Hitler
Thanks,
impersonation.
Hitler. Thanks, Obama.
No, when they had a mere 20,000 troops, and like estimate, and he had 200,000 troops that he sent in.
Yeah,
Just
you know, the
wrecked
Polish, they were outfitted with Polish weapons.
does that
Germany-
make it better?
Germany-
Do they have
No.
good weapons?
Wouldn't
Germany
Polish-
had
I know. No, they
had
came
total
in.
war.
They came in and destroyed them.
Didn't Poland
Right.
still have horseback?
Yeah, Poland still
Poland
had.
still had horseback.
had
They
cavalry.
had tanks.
Man, if I was in a war, I think I would want to have no. 'Cause
Not
versus
if
a
you're-
tank?
Not if you're
No,
infantry
no.
versus tanks.
You're gonna walk up and be like,
World War I was the last time cavalry
This
was
made a
Utilized.
real
like
big mistake here.
a good unit to have. Because now it's too much resource.
I mean, have you ever played any? Okay, I made a bad reference. Have you ever played any world games like Sid Meier's or Civilization or anything?
Yeah. I was actually just talking about Civilization the other day. First time I ever played it was with you.
Civ Rev.
Yeah.
God, I love.
Civ Revolution?
Yeah.
I don't like that as much as the PC ones, but I like that
Well,
game.
Civ 6 came out and never played it.
That shit is nice.
I really wanted to
Civ
play.
5 is really good too.
Who do you
though.
play as?
Civ 4 is probably.
What country do you play as?
In Civ 6?
Yeah.
I usually fuck with like not a thought. What's Native American?
In terms of the Aztecs, or are you talking
No.
Are Aztecs Native
Plains
American?
Native
Technically.
American.
Yeah, technically they are.
Fuck, what is his name?
I'm
King
lost here.
Tut.
They get an extra like movement, like
Around.
yeah. No. They move
Oh, okay.
fat. They move. They can move like they're moving through roads through wooded areas.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
That's pretty fucking awesome.
Pretty nice, man.
I can't remember what it is.
It reminds me of the name Hatanakatan from Assassin's Creed 3,
Oh,
but it's just because it's the same kind of
Tatanka,
Indian name
yeah,
where they have
in
like
Tatanka.
similar phonemes, but I can't remember his name. But yeah, that's the Great Plains leader of the American Indians. Native
Yeah.
Americans.
Yeah, Native Americans.
I'm in the
American.
shoe.
Yeah, you
Columbus
can't say
Day.
Columbus Day. Indians. Indians.
You guys are being so indigenous right now.
You're being indigenous. Shut up.
You're indigenous.
Speaking of indigenous.
I actually got
Hello.
startled that there was something chasing him,
Yeah.
and I was like, "What?
Yeah.
Who's there? I can't see
Like-
past the lights."
No,
Oh,
no,
shit.
it's just the fact that there's it was open. It was already open. I didn't close it.
His bar.
And he just literally,
Falconia smoke.
he basically just put his head down and just went, huh, straight into the door. Or he probably hit it with his ass like he normally does everything.
Probably.
Pooty butt, pooty butt, cheeks.
I wish you'd get in the shot so people can see who we're talking about.
Right. Maybe one
Put
of
him
us
on
can
the
light
table.
him up.
I can do this. Falco, come here.
You still have had. You know what? We've been talking for the past 5.5 minutes, talking about not smoking on camera. Get the ashtray just sitting in the middle of the table.
Hey,
You already
just
made
because
the
an
point.
asterisk
Yeah, but you can
exists
edit that
doesn't
out.
mean.
What am I gonna do?
I don't know. We've been indigenous for the
Hey,
past
come here.
5.5 minutes. So it
Come
doesn't
here.
really
I'm
matter.
trying to pick you up.
Yeah, this is gonna go so well.
Yep. I can't. Well, there's not enough room. There's not enough room. Here.
Yeah, no, come this way. This is great.
No, this is better.
This is fantastic.
Pick up the pooper. There he is.
Oh, sorry, buddy. Sorry. Buddy.
Falconius.
If he pees on me,
Ah,
I swear, I'm leaving this
There
podcast.
we go.
What a beautiful pup. Oh.
Look straight in the camera.
Yeah,
Hey
good,
guys,
good,
how are you
good.
doing?
Hey everybody.
This is Falco.
This is our director, Falco.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the
That is the
director of
director.
everything, Falco. He was outside for a little bit trying to.
He gave us our motivations before we started.
Yeah, pretty much told us everything that we need to talk
Gave us the
about.
blocking.
He's the one that
Mostly just stay seated.
He also
heard us into this room and sit us down.
Yeah.
This is what he does.
barks at us and nips us in our ankles and tells us, "Hey, show's about to start. Get ready." And he's covered in
Yes,
mud.
he is so dirty right now.
Where have you been?
He's everywhere.
Where have you been?
No, you guys can't bitch about assault one camera angle. Our director's a dog. What do you?
Fucking shit.
You're lucky you're getting this in color.
That went well.
Uh,
Oh no, it's like the moment that his feet start getting close to the floor. He's like, "Oh my god!"
It's because the floor is lava. All the time.
What if dogs saw like that?
What, just the
the
floor
floor is
being-
lava.
everything else is
That's
black.
Everything is lava.
No wonder they're waiting for us to get back. Like,
I was
What are
saying,
you
no wonder
doing
they're.
out there?
I was
the
saying,
world is melting.
no wonder their paws are so like the callus, like they're black. That's
Right.
probably why they don't start that way. They start pink. They're walking on
I'm
lava.
pretty sure if a dog was to just stand on lava, they would just melt into it.
They wouldn't
It
melt.
be like-
No,
They
no,
would
that's
melt.
They'd
that's
melt.
what their paws are
burn.
for.
They'd
That,
melt.
that's what the bottom part of their paws do.
They'd
Like,
immolate.
They
They'd
probably
immolate.
spontaneously combust.
Right. The bottom part
It's
of
really
them
hot.
would
Yeah.
liquefy, and they would spontaneously combust. The
Yeah.
rest of them.
no,
I mean,
Yeah.
no,
Hey,
because
man,
of their
look.
paws. The pink.
But listen.
Once it turns black, the calluses makes them able to walk on the lava.
Yeah, but Scrooge McDuck would die if he actually
What universe do you exist in?
dove into that gold. You know that, right?
What?
Scrooge McDuck would die if he dove into that gold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I've seen
dogs
Family
walk
Guy.
on lava.
And lava's not. I mean, it's maybe molten, but it's still like
And gold
It's not
will
liquid.
gold will break your
liquid.
body, but dogs can walk on
it's
lava.
still as heavy as rocks.
Right. It's still
But it's
liquid,
not.
though.
It's not like it may be moving, but it's not liquid. It's molten. So
I
like,
mean, it's
It's liquid.
yeah.
okay. So, but like, okay. So I'm gonna just
I'm
example.
gonna take this shit
for-
back. Yeah. You
We're-
could do that with lava. It would just take longer.
It would take forever, and it doesn't like spread like.
Right, but it has
in
no
the-
definite
the
shape,
sense of. Okay, so
But it
density,
has definite
density
volume.
wise,
so it is liquid.
okay, well, what? It's okay, fair. I'm not a, like.
Yeah.
No one's always gonna win against me in,
That's
in
not true.
arguments of science.
That's not true.
That,
Oh.
that is true. Look,
No,
you just.
Nolan is
I just won
science.
one. Never mind. Change my point. You know, you are science.
We all are science,
Yeah, we
Coco.
we are all
Here
science.
comes the space dust reference.
We're all science here.
So Dragon Ball Super.
Lava's liquid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But you can't dive into it.
no.
You could. It would just be a terrible idea.
But I mean, like, okay, so like.
No,
if-
but here's
if
what
it
happened
was-
is, like, it would be so hot that once you touched it, like, any part of you that touched it,
Probably
would,
before you even touched it.
before you, yeah, as you're in the air above it, you would burn.
Yeah, you get
Because it's hotter than...
What if
The
it's
closer you got to the
Jesus
more-
though?
Okay, so.
Jesus walks on
The
water.
lava is Jesus?
No,
walked on
no,
water. But,
no.
Okay, but does Jesus have black paws?
No.
So he's not going to be able
But
to
I'm
walk
saying,
on lava.
but I'm saying Jesus' second coming,
He can walk on lava?
he
Where
comes back as a
Jesus-
dog.
Because Jesus is the...
He's got to come first. Now on to Super.
Super was fucking excellent. If we're talking about
Oh, we're talking
beings
about-
that rank as gods, yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
definitely vote Goku's Ultra Instinct.
But oh no, yeah,
feel like it's
the
probably
1
more
hour,
important
1
than
hour,
Goku.
2 episode special was great.
Yeah.
It was a solid hour.
109 was
Enjoyment.
was good. I could have had that last week, and 110
Yeah.
would have been just as
It
good
would've
this
been.
week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, but the One Piece. What are you gonna do about One
Yeah.
Piece?
Not watch it like.
Hey, look, we have a One Piece counter. Do you know how many episodes that we've put together all together
Let
that
me
are
get
in
the
One
facts and
Piece?
figures. Hang on. Falco, where...
What do you need?
Thank you. The facts and the figures. Where is it?
It's the
oh,
big-
here.
No, he knows how many episodes there are. Hold on,
Right. But if we go back to our notes here,
it's on both sides. Check the other
we'll
one.
find, yeah.
Do you need a form
Our
of?
episode counter for One Piece. Oh, we haven't written anything down because it's pointless to keep track.
Because there's a lot. There are over like 600 to 800 episodes.
Okay, yeah, but Detective Conan's still running. Okay?
What's Detective Conan?
Case closed, Detective
Oh,
Conan.
oh,
The
wait,
show
really?
is still running.
It's still going?
Yes.
What?
Yes, it is. It is the longest running anime in history.
Is he still a kid?
What? Yes, he's still a kid. He hasn't figured out who turned him in. Well, maybe he has. I haven't kept up, but
They probably, yeah.
He's
he
a
probably
terrible
did.
figured
detective,
it out.
man.
Yeah, exactly. World's worst detective.
Then he's like, change me back, and he's like, I can't.
I'm sorry, man. You're a kid.
Sorry,
girl.
you're a
bring
kid.
it.
You're a kid forever.
Sorry, you're in love with an older woman who loves you back.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Speaking
get weird.
of Kids Forever, Goku seemed a lot less childlike in this previous episode.
He did, and also I feel like at the same time he didn't. He definitely had like that smoothness with the that came with the Ultra Instinct, but he seemed like he was just in the mood of like, I gotta do this, man. Like, I can't take any longer. Like, I mean, if I give up now, then there goes my entire universe and everybody I love.
I think it was beyond that. I think that kind of the point of Ultra Instinct.
yeah.
Like,
Well,
it was just.
the Ultra Instinct, like we said earlier, is kind of a frustrating situation with the absorption of Spirit Bone. And that's the only reason why he was able to compensate
I
for the
think that
Ultra
might just-
Instinct.
That
I mean,
might just be a reflection on him needing
But-
to have a further
reason, but like
or-
even for Beerus, he still hasn't got mastered Ultra Instinct. He still hasn't been able to
Right.
reach that sentience. Of,
But that does bring up something like, because Vegito, Super Saiyan Blue Vegito is as strong as Beerus.
yes, that's strong.
And I would say that Ultra Instinct Goku is probably
Stronger.
stronger.
Oh, yeah.
However,
He's
Oh no, it's
Beerus-
definitely stronger.
Jiren is-
however, Beerus as a god is capable of going Ultra Instinct. So we haven't
Well,
seen that.
He
Yeah.
hasn't mastered it,
Whis is the only.
No, but neither is
It's
Goku.
Goku. So
but he's
he's got.
he's going to.
he
It's
was
going to
he
soon.
was figuring it out
Evolving.
as
No, he
they
was-
was fighting.
he
he
was
Beerus.
getting-
stumbled into it, and then
He was getting
did very
his
much
strength
so.
was
Yeah.
improving. That doesn't mean he was
Yeah.
because the reason why he fell out
But
of
that's
it was
what
because
Goku
of the
does.
heat.
Is he? Well,
But
I mean,
this is-
that doesn't mean he could keep it. Just with the God form, he couldn't keep it.
No, you
It's
keep,
the- it's
we
the
can't
point
keep
of-
Blue up either.
He learns like whenever he figures out what his body is capable of, he learns quickly. That's
Yeah.
that and being able to sense people's ki very well. Like those are the two big things he's great at. Like
Being a
all-
prodigy.
All I'm saying is
He is, is it?
protege or prodigy.
He's a prodigy, which is why he's
Yeah.
able to do what he does. Even Vegeta can't do what he does. He
Yeah.
can't just like watch it and do
It's
it.
kind of a savant.
Vegeta's a better
Very much
fighter,
so.
a better
Right.
strategist. Vegeta's better in every aspect.
He is.
But,
Hell yeah, dude.
but Goku is a prodigy. He can just
Yeah.
adapt so quickly, just naturally.
Which is why I love the reflections of Universe 6 versus 7, because Caulifla being the prodigy, but being the same level of intelligence as,
Mhm.
you know, the Vegeta was whenever he came to Earth.
I find that what I really love from Toriyama are the kid protagonists. Like, I fucking love Kid Goku. That's my
Yeah.
favorite Goku is Dragon Ball Goku.
For sure.
GT
I
was-
love Gohan up until up to the Saiyan or the Cell Saga.
Yeah.
And Trunks is cool. Goten was kind of
obnoxious.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
But it
they're
was the fitting of the two together that really
Yeah.
brought that whole character.
and I enjoy them together. And you got to give it past Japan because Toriyama didn't write that.
Dragon Ball Fusions, though, they showed my favorite Gotenks. Like, the half black hair, half purple hair, spiked hair coming off of each other. It was super awesome. But, sorry.
No, you're good. But and Caulifla falls in that same line for me.
She's young and
She's
Yeah.
young.
capable.
She's she's young enough to where her like saying like arrogance or whatever
Yeah, it's not.
isn't obnoxious or whatever, and her like I don't know. I really want to see those characters explore more,
Well, I would
especially
too.
her and
I'd
Kaba.
like to my hopes is that Vegeta ends up becoming the god of destruction for Universe 6 and
That'd be awesome.
and kind
That
of
would be
being
cool.
like the god of all Saiyans at that
Mhm.
point, you know, and just kind of
Yeah.
like watching over an entire planet full of his people and bringing them forth.
Just
to,
gonna bring Bulma and Trunks with him.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Because
Yeah,
I don't think
recreate.
they would. I don't think they'd be cool with that. I see a character that I would rather see become a god way more than
And Bulma.
Vegeta Frieza.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
A god of
A god of
destruction?
destruction?
Yeah.
For
Oh,
certain.
absolutely.
No, not at all.
Why?
Because a god of destruction isn't the responsibility to just go around fucking shit up. It's the responsibility to maintain a universe and have its growth.
He,
Right, but
he
that's
has
what Frieza
grown
did.
as a character
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so much.
to what point?
Frieza,
To
even
where
when he was in his like highest of like,
could have fucked up
domination.
Gohan and got him kicked out.
Could
Didn't.
have,
Yeah.
but okay, but you have
And
to
at
look
the
at
end,
the
even at the
situation
end of
that he's in.
episode 10, it shows him about to, like, he shows him, like, isn't
So
this a
you're
familiar
telling me
situation?
that in
But the
his-
next episode, he's gonna fucking heal him.
Okay, but in this time frame of the past hour and a half of their time, you're telling me that he has had exponential growth in character development? That is wrong. He is trying to
no.
fight
Alright,
for
alright.
his universe's
But
survival.
even
saving-
Frieza in his most like
him sa-
dominating
Yeah.
part of his personality when he was just going around like conquering
Yeah.
species.
Yeah.
He wasn't just doing that for wanton destruction. He was doing it for power, and that's a
He was doing it because he could.
Frieza,
He already had it.
Frieza,
Right,
what,
no,
alright,
no,
the
but,
last
like,
time we saw
he-
Frieza, he was just killing his own men because he didn't give a shit and they weren't good enough to him. And now someone's not good enough to him because he's not stronger than he is. He still saves him.
Don't
And the
trust
thing is,
anyone.
and the thing is, the God of Destruction needs that kind of emotional attachment
Yeah.
from their universe.
Yeah,
Like-
but at the same, yeah, okay, yeah, well, I get that. I can see how that would be a prime idea, but at the same time, it's just he's not in it for anything except for self gain and
yeah, but that
and-
doesn't necessarily mean
then-
wanton destruction.
Then that's a universe that everybody knows about, a god of destruction.
But how is that helping growth? How is that helping? Like
He is
A growth
literally
what?
he is
Of a
If he-
planet.
if he just
Planets.
changes,
He's
not, like,
supposed to
becoming-
make sure that other planets are
He's
doing
not a
what
tyrant
they're doing.
anymore.
He's just because you don't.
That's a higher
He's
title.
not necessarily a better person. He's just changed. His motivations have changed to the point where the good people
but
can
his
benefit.
motivation-
I
Really?
can see the God, like the God of Destruction from a very selfish angle that Frieza might like.
Right.
Yes.
Of
He could get that one if he.
yeah, like
I mean, Beerus does it for a very selfish reason. Whenever
Yeah.
he destroys most of the time,
But
because
that's
their
all-
food isn't
but
good
all
enough.
that's all you see is the idea.
and instead of his empire's gone, and he knows that,
Mhm.
and so
he could
in-
make that
in-
wish if he was the strongest, and the best fighter.
Yeah, but we know he's not going to be.
Right.
So,
Right.
but in place of his empire being basically the most powerful being in the universe and the judge and jury of the universe, where everything is at his mercy, might appeal to that side of Frieza's, ego or whatever. Like I could see Frieza liking the idea of having that kind of power and the responsibility that goes along with it, because I feel like he'd probably do a better job of the responsibility than Beerus does.
I feel like he would hold on to the same responsibility, the same idea that Zamasu did. Looking at them as all they're just scum and they're not worthy.
Right, but
of
he was
being
capable
able
of
to,
acting as a prince. And
Who?
Frieza. To his
Okay.
father. He eventually, wanted
Yeah.
to usurp him, but he saw the utility in maintaining that role, and he might still have ambition beyond being a god of destruction,
then,
but
he
I think
didn't-
he would
Was
thrive
it-
in that
wasn't
role.
But if he
Frieza
knew that
stronger
nobody
than
else-
his dad?
Yeah, for sure. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is,
Frieza is like the birth of like a god and King Cole.
Yeah.
But I don't know which god. It's not really labeled that his mom is. I think the idea is like the goddess that lives on the Snake Way was like supposed to be his mom.
Mm-hmm.
But
Really?
Really?
Yeah, that's a thought. But
wasn't that? I wonder how her power stacks up to the rest of the
probably
gods
not
we
well.
see.
I mean,
I'm
King,
guessing not well.
King Kai is stronger than she is. You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
And
Yeah.
he's dead. So, but I mean,
no fault of his own.
it's all Goku. I get the thought about him being like, but there's so much more responsibility that's supposed to be merited with that. And you guys are telling me right now that you see a lot of change and good in.
I don't see good.
I don't see good at all.
But you see this growth in Frieza that
I see a change,
I-
not necessarily.
I
like
don't.
growth.
I see
Yeah.
a guy that's trying to come back to life and hates one other guy, but he can't do anything about it right now because if he does, then
But
he's fucked.
What a better
But here's-
position would he be in
here's-
if he were a god of destruction to potentially?
Well, he can't
then,
do that until the end of this.
and
Right.
here's the thing, like
That's
Another reason to see Goku.
And
Yeah.
he would be a good.
I mean, forget about even if there weren't like rules against killing in the Tournament of Power, like sure that's probably why you say Spirit Gohan, but as far as Goku's concerned, and maybe Vegeta a little bit, what does Frieza have left after that? Like
He's got the ability to restart. Easy. He
Yeah, but
enslaved
what
entire
is he gonna
planets
do?
by
He
himself.
didn't.
Yeah, but-
He didn't begin his empire. Like he inherited.
Well, his
that.
idea right now is that, what is it? Wish me back to life, and I'll leave your corner of the universe, and I'll go over to my own, and until I'm strong enough to come back and fight you again, or whatever.
Yeah.
Or until we can, until
But
it's
that's the
decided.
thing. Like, I don't think that.
What?
You
I don't
just
think that-
stared me down so hard.
I don't think
I was
that.
listening.
Okay.
I don't think that Frieza necessarily.
Jumped it. Just what?
It's one of those things like. It's a will they, won't they? Like if Frieza ever beats Goku, there's nowhere for him to go at that
Yeah.
point.
Yes, he's exceeded what he wanted to do.
Yeah,
And-
and I think he knows that. I think he knows that. At
And
this
so
point
that,
so
now at this point, then he is looked at as a Vegeta type character.
Yeah, say maybe
Sure.
maybe
He
he's gained
I
more
mean-
interest in growing power than he has, like, because
Growing
he
an
got
empire?
he got no, yeah, exactly, he got even once he was resurrected and he heard how much stronger Goku had gotten, and he honestly sounded excited
Yeah.
about the fact that he's gonna have to actually do work to get stronger.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
you
yeah,
know the
and-
next time you see him afterwards, after he's dead, after like whenever Goku comes to like give him the deal for the
Yeah, but
Universal Tournament.
even after everything was said and done, as soon as Vegeta got the Majin power, he thought he could kill Goku.
that is
Well, yeah,
Right,
that
but
could
he was also,
still
like,
be a
kinda
huge
poisoned by
possibility.
the-
And he
But-
pretended not to win.
Who?
Goku. He didn't even know it, Super Saiyan.
We'll get to that in a minute. But that is one change that since the Golden Frieza arc that I think has happened in Frieza is that he has fallen in love with
The idea.
fighting and
Goku.
training and
Yeah.
and everything like
Well,
and
and
being
that's
a warrior.
what the
like,
maintaining of his the idea of him maintaining his golden form while in hell,
yeah, but he's
just so he can master the stamina it takes to hold on to that form and be at his strongest point.
but it's not a stretch to believe that he's gained some level of respect for the monkeys for the training that they have to endure. Like what came naturally to him, he actually had to fight for
Right.
finally for once in his life. So like the idea of training.
I get that, but none of that development has been shown in my eyes. I see, yes,
He
he
raised
raised
said
the
it.
hand to the
Yeah,
spirit
he
bomb.
raised the hand for the
And
spirit
the
bomb.
fact
Yeah.
that he
Vegeta
trained,
did not.
Vegeta was
But no,
is a
Vegeta knew better.
tactician. He had to think to.
Yeah, Vegeta just knew better. He
Believe
knew that
yourself.
like there's not really. He already knows that that's not gonna be Jiren.
Yeah.
He already knew that that wasn't gonna happen.
Oh my gosh! The moment he was looking at that spirit bomb, he put his hands down and was like, "Nope, I don't give a fuck. Fuck your spirit bomb, bro."
Yep.
And just glared at it until it went back to Goku, and Goku just didn't understand. I don't know what's going on. That was it was good, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Speaking of like tactical, Jiren, after Goku disappeared, everybody else was just like talking about it, like all like murmuring and all that, but Jiren was still just standing there staring into the crater.
No,
Right.
that was one of my. That was actually
He
one of
knew.
my favorite scenes.
He knew that Goku was not dead.
That was.
He
like,
knew something was happening and Goku was about to come back.
That's one
Right, I
of the
think
biggest.
the audience kind of knows. Goku's
Yeah.
not
Well,
dead,
yeah,
but,
That's
but
one of the biggest-
the fact that the other character, like
the
in
other
the
characters were
show,
like,
they
"Let's
don't
get
know
this
that.
with a damn
What
car."
that
Yeah,
happens.
yeah,
That's my
yeah.
one of my biggest problems with Dragon Ball is that like even Krillin, these people that can sense energy like it's nothing.
Right.
The minute there's an explosion, like we did it, he's dead,
Yeah.
or oh no, he's dead, and it's like no, you can completely just be like no, wait, let's
Yeah,
let the
come on,
dust
let's-
settle,
yeah,
and
let's
we
all
can see
chill
what
out.
happens.
Feel like, come
But
on.
even like Beerus was like, no, this can't be happening.
Right.
And then like whenever Whis was like, there's something happening, and I can sense something, and then like he said, do you have anything to say? And Beerus just smiled and said, he's coming back. He's coming back, and like
he's coming.
He's
He's
coming.
coming,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
He's coming.
whenever he said he's coming, I was just like, yep, he sure is. And then a little and like that static was so. Whis' excitement for seeing the Ultra Instinct, it was so good, and like you could.
I don't know.
I absolutely adored that episode specifically. 110.
109 is good, but 110 I would honestly rank up there with like
I would rather have.
Roshi versus Goku,
Yeah.
first Super Saiyan transformation, Gohan, Majin, the Final Atonement. Like it is one of like the classic Dragon Ball
moments. Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z moment.
I'd rather have
episodes.
had 110 and 111 than
Yeah.
109 and 110.
Agreed.
That is so true.
Because this
They keep
hit
you
fight,
wanting more.
the Hit versus Jiren fight is going to be excellent as well.
I think there are going to be a few episodes before Goku comes back.
3.
Three?
The third one being the something of the raging maniac Saiyan.
Sam?
This one is about Hit. The second one's about Vegeta's pride, and then the third one is the
So
maniac
Vegeta knocked
Saiyans.
off.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like
Vegeta's going to fight
maybe.
Jiren?
I think Hit's gonna lose.
Yeah.
Vegeta's gonna step up,
Up,
and then
yeah.
he's gonna go down, and then Goku's gonna have to
come
come back
back.
to it. Unless Gohan gets knocked out, or Vegeta gets somebody gets severely injured.
I think it's possible, knowing what's at stake, that Hit goes for the kill on Jiren.
Right.
You know, as what I was talking to him about at work the other day was that whenever it specifically said can Hit's new move that he used against Goku in the Death of Goku episode, would that new move be enough to stop Jiren? In the trailer for the episode, it specifically shows Jiren just straight stop that hit.
Yeah.
That was,
Obviously not. It's not gonna work.
that wasn't that same hit.
Yes, it was.
Where
It
he
showed
shoots the
it
energy?
showed him do the time skip, and then Jiren just keep kicking
Oh,
the shit
in
out of him.
in the next
in
episode,
the next episode
trailer?
trailer, and then whenever he showed him do the solid hit, and then comes from a different
Why is
direction.
Jiren so powerful?
Jiren's
Answer
like,
these questions right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, don't wait till next week. You know it's gonna happen right here.
Well, I mean,
Jiren is stronger.
Are you talking
than a
about
god of
him-
destruction. I have
Why
no
is
idea.
Jiren so powerful?
I don't know.
Why
Maybe
we
they should
got
make a
this?
standalone movie about it.
I believe it's what
They
is it?
should know.
There was a theory. There was a theory that he was trained to be the next god of destruction, but he didn't want to be.
Yeah,
The
'cause it
gods
doesn't
all
seem like
mention that there's a
personality.
mortal that
Yeah.
has more power
Yeah.
than a person.
it's been a
that has
rumor that's
destruction.
gone around every
He'd
other
rather
universe.
use his power for good.
But I mean, look
Shows him joining that group.
And we kind of is that Goku? Is that Jiren?
The
Is that
problem
Yeah.
being is that whenever all the gods of destruction get summoned in the manga, they're all obviously worried about having to go see Zeno-sama and everything else, and they're like, okay, but Jiren's god of destruction, Universe 11's god of destruction, is lounged back in a chair with a bunch of women around him eating grapes and does not give a shit about it. And so that goes to show that he is so lazy in his universe, and that he has the Pride Troopers doing everything for him, that they've had the opportunity to surpass their god of destruction with no want or need for him to do anything else.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that he's known this entire time Jiren's stronger than him, but he knows that he's lax because nobody is going to be stronger than Jiren, and Jiren's going to do what he tells him.
Right.
It's basically I've got my pet
he knows that Jiren is. I wouldn't even call him a pet. I don't think.
in his eyes. I've got
It's
my
more like
pet.
an arm.
You
I don't
can't-
know. I feel like they have more of a cohesive thing going on between the two of them.
Jiren
I
doesn't seem to
I
have
think
a personality,
Topo
or a mind of his
and-
own, really.
I feel like he
definitely
does.
I feel like he's
Not at
very.
all.
I feel like
Jiren?
he's very
Not at
solid.
all.
In
Not
who
from
he is.
not from what we see in the beginning.
I feel like his personality is very solid, but he listens to everything Topo will tell him.
Right, but
Topo is
I
the
don't-
leader and everything else.
He doesn't have ambition of his own, is what I'm saying.
What? I don't-
Except for mental control.
Like-
and
Right, yeah.
strength.
He might be one
The
I
only-
wish for the Dragon Balls.
He said nothing outside of battle. He just stands there. Having strength isn't a personality trait.
No,
Yeah.
he said
But-
he spoke a few times
And
during
he
the
does
Goku
have
him battle.
He does have a want to make a wish on the Dragon Balls. He has said that he wants the Super Dragon Balls. So that's what.
But for what?
For what reason? To
that's
give them
the undisclosed reason.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
not
yeah.
development. That's not a personality. You'd have to at least know what he wants from the dragon.
Yeah.
I mean,
Everybody wants the
why-
goddamn
but they
Super
don't want to.
Right.
They don't
Yeah.
want to release that.
They,
yet.
they're
fucking
wanting
obsessed
to
with
give him
Yeah.
like a super big
they're
mystery
very- yeah.
vibe.
Yeah, and that's
Until you find
That's
out
not development,
that
though. That's
yeah.
anticipation
Well,
for
right.
development.
That's what Dragon
I
Ball Z
mean,
prides itself.
Whenever Goku said it's gonna take him a minute for the Spirit Bomb, he straight was just like,
Go ahead.
"I'll wait. No, it's fine." I feel like he also has that.
Okay, that is
Same
a
as-
character trait, and that
Him and
it
Goku
reveals that but that doesn't reveal any sort of personal
that him and Goku are almost one
goals
and
that
the
he
same.
might have.
Oh no,
like,
no.
we can't sense his motives.
But what is Goku's?
beyond
What is
the fact that
Goku's
he's an
goal?
arm for what?
What is
Fight
Goku's
strong
goal?
guys.
Yeah.
Fight strong guys.
Right.
That's what Jiren has the same. They don't use Jiren in the
Right.
Justice Fighters unless there's the opportunity for Jiren to fight a strong guy.
Right, but that's not a want of his.
yeah. And Goku's one of the weakest characters in the
He's-
entire show as far as his character development and his ambitions and motivations are
Mhm.
concerned.
Because they intentionally keep him vague and childlike
Yeah.
so that
He
he can
can-
fit that role.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jiren is
But I feel like there's more going on with the God of Destruction of Universe 11 there is with Jiren.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like
personality.
He's got Topo
and I feel like
and Topo's got Jiren.
Yeah, and their relationship is kind of, I don't know,
It's iffy.
It's iffy.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
He's not. He's the least trustworthy of all the. Like I don't. There's a literal rat character, God of Destruction, and I trust him more than I trust that fucking clown.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's unbelievable.
I feel like the clown could be like, because like where do we go from here?
You have four of the universes.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, as far as like scale of the Dragon Ball universe, like where does the story go from here?
Well, it's like
I think the only thing
you
to be
still
going
got-
up against like a God of Destruction.
Well, I mean, you still have
There's
four other universes?
four
What is
universes.
okay? But if
But
we can fight a universe with or a tournament with what 8? Right?
8 of the lowest. 8 of the whenever he fought against Basil, those were the lowest 2 ranked universes going up against each other, and they still had to scrap. And then whenever Goku showed off his blue key, everybody was like, "Whoa, this might be a little fucking hard." And then so now you've got all of the lowest ranked universes. That's why I say the God of Destruction job is so important, because it's their job to make that universe number high,
Right.
so that they can be looked at as not a reason to be gotten rid of.
Right.
And so right now you've got 4 more universes with super high numbers that didn't have to be involved in this tournament, and you don't know what's going on in them because they're not.
But I feel like if their mortal levels are so high as to not even be in the Universe Survival Art or tournament, then what reason would our guys have to go there? And I'm saying as far as the story goes, getting you can only get bigger.
Right now it's survival. It's coincidence that he got stronger.
Yeah.
Ideally, it's coincidence that Goku got stronger. But now that he's stronger, he's not going to want to stop. He's never wanted to stop.
Of course
and
not.
so he's got these other 4 universes with moral levels that are higher, and he knows about them.
What if
that
this realization that Goku has had that allowed him to
Absorb.
what are we calling his new form?
Super Saiyan
Super Saiyan Woke.
Super
Saiyan
Saiyan woke.
Maybe his wokeness is derived from
Fucking
his
blessed
internal observation of himself, realizing that
He did this.
he has orchestrated all of these
Well,
events,
I
and
don't think Goku has that self-awareness.
I
but
feel like his
that's the only
self-awareness-
development you could possibly have for Goku now,
Yes.
because you can make him more powerful and more powerful as time goes on forever. But
When
if you
he's-
make him realize and confront his
his just
legitimate
self-destructive attitude.
internal goals,
Yeah.
which are destructive to the people he cares about,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
he straight risked the planet that he's
the lives
tried
of
to
his
save
children
multiple
and
times.
his wife and
which is why
He just put
anyone
all
he's ever met.
Goten, Gohan, Chi-Chi, all of them.
I mean, okay, so
all of them
it's
in
been
danger of this.
it's been a year since the
Just because he wants
Zamasu
to
Black
fight new
fight.
people.
It has been a year since the Zamasu Black fight came out, wherever Goku Black said that he had killed Chi-Chi and Goten, and Goku went nuts on Zamasu Black.
It's been a year in universe?
Been a year in our time.
Oh, what about in
literally? It's probably only been a couple months,
Okay.
right? So about 6 months, I'd say, because after the Zamasu Black fight, they got sent back. They went to training, and then right after they went to training, it was time to collect all your team. You have 45 minutes, and then we're starting. And so
45 minutes.
lasted a year.
Yeah,
It lasted a year. Killed them. Goku lost his mind. Not even talking about in an alternate universe, I took over your body and killed your wife and son. He was like, alternate universe, Chi-Chi, you bitch, and back punched Zamasu into that wall.
Oh yeah, wasted.
Yeah.
Wasted.
So that whenever that happened, currently you have that thought in Goku's mind that he didn't really set himself up for destruction in this situation. It was going to happen anyways. Yes, he wasn't very wise about his decision to be like, I'm going to go see about this tournament, whatever, blah blah.
Yeah.
But it was going to happen anyway, and so they were going to get destroyed anyway. Zeno was like, we should get rid of 8 of these universes, and so forget it.
You definitely think that
What? No, that's literally
7 would have been one of them that got destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it was
was
the weakest.
Yeah, all the
of
lowest tiered
universes.
ones. So he called forth all of the universes. In the manga, he called forth all of them, but in the anime, he said everybody was already, they all gathered to see 7 and 9 fight, and so whenever he absorbed the spirit bomb, that's always been his number one thing. It's like in the minute where Goku's like over, and it was even when he fought Beerus and the fight was over, and he absorbed all of that blast that Beerus had thrown. It's happened before. He's gone. He's ascended to what he's needed to be in order to protect the people he loves.
Well, Whis points out that the spirit bomb had nothing to do with.
No, it's all Goku's want.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
The spirit bomb is just the fuel source because Goku is completely spent on energy.
Yeah, he's depleted.
He's completely depleted. The spirit bomb is just his energy source to just keep going. Something
borrowed.
else is what triggered.
Yes.
And
so
the moment
Right.
that power was gone, like you even see him after he like instant transmissions away from Vegeta. He's just like.
he didn't instant transmission out.
Did he not? No, he moved because.
Vegeta turned around and he was gone.
Yeah.
Because Frieza picked him up.
Oh really?
Is that what you think happened?
I think he instant.
But
he instant transmissioned
No.
away.
Don't they show Frieza after
The
that?
thing about
Yeah, they
instant-
do. They
Why
do
would
that
he transmission away from Vegeta?
Why would he instant transmission to Frieza?
because he just wanted to hide.
Because he can't instant transmission without
But
going to a source of energy.
But and he's there with one of his strongest allies.
Yeah, he's
like
gonna
if
stay
all people
there.
there to protect him, it would be Vegeta.
Exactly. And Vegeta turned around and he was gone. And he was just like, what happened?
Yeah.
There was no...
I thought it was IT at first, but I'm leaning towards that.
And that's what it showed at the end was like he like kind of like looked up, and when he looked up, Frieza was standing over him, and he said, "This reminds me of Namek or whatever."
Right.
And had
What if
the
he just
energy
chose
over top.
somebody and instant transmission to them?
He didn't. Absolutely not.
You think Frieza just took him? You
I
think
think
Frieza could have
Frieza-
taken that
absolutely.
quickly?
Frieza watched
Now that I
him
think
fall.
about it.
Yeah.
And then was like, okay, it's go time, and like went and found his opportunity because Goku's laying there hurt like
Yeah.
this, arm
Kinda
down,
smiling.
not able to transform his injured body into light and move. Like he didn't seem like he had an opportune time to
He definitely wasn't
instant
doing that.
transmission.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so like. And I don't know why, if of all people, he wouldn't choose Piccolo or Gohan. He just chose an energy source and was like, I'm going to go hang out with them. It's like, that seems fine. I like this really strong negative one. I'm going to go there.
Right.
That seems like a good idea after
Yeah.
I'm like in my weakened state.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
like,
And it wasn't really like he was looking for somebody. It was just one of those like last ditch effort because he knows he needs to hide because that's where he landed.
I mean, Hit took over the fight with Jiren. And
Jiren
Vegeta,
didn't have to care
Vegeta,
because
or Jiren didn't have
Jiren's
to care.
was told to like
Only worried about Goku.
only worry about Goku, so he could have just went to go finish off Goku, but Jiren was there to get in that way.
Hit was there.
It was there. I'm sorry.
Hit was there to get in the way, and that's exactly his ploy was that he was there to get in the way, and then Vegeta got Goku out of harm's way, and then Ribrianne
Frieza
showed up,
stole.
and Vegeta just distracted her for a second, turned around, and turned around, and he was gone. Goku was gone. I didn't know what I heard for a second. Yeah, I figured it out.
That's
But
Falco.
it sounded kind of like Ruish.
That was Falco.
So yeah, like, but now he's in that point where it's gonna come down to watching everybody get taken out one by one, and him just being like, I gotta do something. If I don't do something, I better start doing nothing. You get busy living, or you get busy dying.
Shawshank.
There's one thing I feel like the blast of that spirit bomb should have knocked at least 4 or 5 people off the ring.
Yeah.
Simple, dude. Especially with that kind of like.
It had no expansion to it.
Yeah,
It was all just contained into that. How do you look at that? Also, everybody's just sort of looking up at this giant, like
bright
sun's worth of energy.
Yeah.
I love that though. Like, isn't that what Frieza said? Oh, that's no sun. like turn around and was like, oh my god, what is that?
That's no moon.
Yeah, and turn around and there's a giant spirit bomb. But, like, everybody's just kind of like, whoa, this is the deciding fight right here. It's a big one. And everybody's like going out of their way to like, okay, well, if I can just maybe throw him off the side somehow, or like grab him and jump off his head like in Smash Bros or something, it will be good to go. But nobody's really got a chance. Hit and Vegeta are the only hope
Yeah, they're the only
that-
two that have the potential to overcome him.
I absolutely have faith that Ribrianne will win the fight all by herself and will use her wish the love and power to into Zeno's heart and keep all of the universes alive.
That is the oddest
watching.
theory.
No.
Oh gosh.
That is
I
the
was
first
like-
first time I
I
heard
think
that
she might
one.
influence a character to be able to win,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't see.
I
don't
know. I
know.
feel like she's gonna get knocked out sometime with
Yeah.
the next
Oh,
couple.
by
of
Vegeta.
yeah.
Vegeta's gonna.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Vegeta.
probably,
Yeah,
yeah.
Vegeta and her are about to get it on.
She's a
Oh yeah.
fusion of three.
Vegeta
fighters.
about to get it on.
They didn't all mix together.
She's a fusion of three.
No, the
Isn't she?
three of them all got up on the top of that little cliff and they all transformed. That's like even in the spot where you see
Yeah.
the God of Destruction and the other two holding up the fucking glowy pink
Yeah.
dildos.
Glowy pink. You couldn't say glow stick.
No, they're dildos.
Yeah.
The moment that they started with those are the other two that she was up on that top spot with. They never fused. They all just got ugly.
They got it's the power of love, baby. What's so
I want
ugly
that
about
whole
it?
goddamn universe gone.
Yeah.
That's
Ooh.
the power of love.
Goku has no idea how to handle it. I wish one of the arrows
That's
would have
what I
hit him,
love.
and he's like, "Man, I miss Chi-Chi."
Yeah, right. He's like, what's
What is this? What are you doing to me?
I don't
Fucking
understand what
Goku
this
finally
feeling
has
is.
a sexual feeling.
Yeah, and it's like, why do I have an urge not to fight? What's happening?
I adore Ribrianne in the fact that
That's a different kind of power.
It is. It is
Yeah.
a different kind of power. It's like Superman versus magic. You know what I mean?
You're right. Yeah.
He's going up against something he doesn't understand.
Yeah.
That
I-
affects him the same as
I,
any other.
Exactly.
I get that. It's just goddamn cringy.
It is super, super crazy.
Very
it's
Power
very
Rangery.
Yeah.
Over the
Sentai.
top.
Senpai.
Senpai.
Yeah.
Senpai.
Power Rangers is Sentai, but I think what you're looking for is Senpai.
Senpai. It's very over the top, but
That you
man,
don't know.
that- I feel like that is absolutely perfect. And I get that you say Orale's universe isn't in.
And I don't
The
think
Dragon
that
Ball
Raleigh
universe, but-
is that obnoxious.
I absolutely. She carries around a poop stick.
Every single goddamn thing Ribrianne sends is fucking love. Yeah.
Love. It's about her whole universe is about the beauty and
What is
love.
wrong with that goddamn universe?
Yeah,
is
hers is
cool
all
because
about
fuck
the-
that stupid shit.
I mean, if going off that, that would be just like Universe 11. There's only one thing that they're all about, except for Jiren.
Justice. Justice.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, Justice Tornado, Justice spaghetti noodle all over the ground that explodes.
The one that looks like a monkey.
Just a spaghetti noodle.
Well, yeah, no, he fucking drops down a whole bunch of energy all over the place, and
You're
if you
talking about
touch
that
it, it
dude with
goes
the strings. Yeah.
Yeah,
He drops
yeah,
the-
no, they're spaghetti noodles.
I mean, I'd say angel hair pasta.
Okay, yeah, no, angel hair pasta works. Definitely.
Justice angel hair pasta.
What?
You're getting really specific into the various types of pasta that fucking
I love
looks like.
pasta.
I either
Oh,
want
good.
us to explore Universe 11 with the potential of fucking clown dude being the next big bad.
Yeah.
Because an actually evil or malicious
We're
god of
talking about-
destruction.
But he's gonna,
Right.
if
We
he
could have Jiren
dies,
turn.
he's gonna disappear though, because he's obviously not gonna win by the end of all this.
I mean, there's no guarantee. Like I said,
Yeah.
this is gonna go one of two ways, one of two ways. Goku's gonna win, and he's not, and it'll, I can't determine whether or not he'll want to wish back all the other universes or what,
Yeah.
or somebody else is gonna win, and they're gonna keep all the other universes
What
alive.
if Gohan ends up being the one that gets to that new
Absolutely
level?
love it.
If
I would
he was the
absolutely-
one that gets
that'd
to
be
that
nice.
new level that actually beats Jiren, Goku still figures out that new limit, Goku woke.
Yeah.
Super Saiyan
Super
woke,
Saiyan
sorry.
woke.
Super
Super
Saiyan woke. And he still fails because he can't hold it as long because that's something that he's going to need to take a while to master. But somebody who wants to create a whole new form that is just as strong or better
Let's see Gohan.
is Gohan. That's
Yeah.
exactly what he says to Piccolo. He's like, I want to surpass myself in what I found.
Yeah.
What if he surpasses himself and he's the one that beats Jiren?
I would love it because
He does
he's,
seem, based on the words we've been getting, the
Yeah.
definitions surrounding this new form, it seems like Gohan would be more apt. Than,
especially.
Oh, yeah, he's
especially
smarter.
after-
yeah.
He's shit. I
He's
just
more
forgot my right.
aware. He's definitely got more situational awareness.
He
Yeah,
does.
I mean he's super intelligent.
Yeah.
He's like
I mean,
I don't-
even after the fight,
I think you're
with-
looking at it the wrong way.
I'm not saying he would take that instinct form like Goku has.
I
Saying
think
he's
he's
going to
saying
find
that he
something
would have
completely
the-
different.
Right.
I mean, it's, and I agree because
He doesn't
in the-
want to be like that.
being in
Yeah.
the ultimate form is something all on its own. Super Saiyan literally has no means to him because his normal base power is more
higher
than
than that,
enough.
yeah.
Well, I mean, no,
Ultimate
Gohan,
Gohan,
yeah,
Yeah, Ultimate Gohan is, but that's his.
but he's
normal-
not always
That's
Ultimate
his power.
Gohan. That's
It-
not
no,
always
that's his
Ultimate
power.
Gohan.
His
standard,
power is
yeah.
He doesn't have barriers like the
Yeah.
other.
Yes,
like the other.
everyone else has to like exceed in
yeah.
Super Saiyan 2 in order to
Right.
get stronger. He doesn't have to
Gohan
climb
is
these
more
barriers.
powerful.
He just can keep fighting and
You
everything
can-
else.
alright,
And
the best
even-
way I have to
Super
describe it
Saiyan
is
means nothing to Gohan.
Gohan and Mystic Gohan are two different things.
Not really.
You look at their hairstyles.
I mean, yeah, he's got the ki flowing out of him stronger, but I mean, it's
Yeah.
not him having to literally
He
transform.
has to power up. Yeah, well, yeah, no, it's hair changes. That's a
Yeah, but he
transformation.
doesn't have to power. It's the same thought process of what Saiyans do. Saiyans love to to lead
he's just
the
doing
fight.
it a different way. Gohan is not naturally Mystic Gohan. He has to power up to become that.
I
I
would
mean,
like it
the
to
way he
be
fights-
that Gohan was the one that fulfilled this prophecy.
I
of,
agree.
like overcoming what a
I
god is
would too.
capable of.
I would like to see Gohan win another one, and or Vegeta. Vegeta should win something. He deserves it.
I don't know if he does, but
No, they've put him in too much of a background. He's so much of a background character that
all
what
the
about
horrible
Piccolo?
shit that he's done throughout his life.
Where's
I don't know if
Piccolo?
yeah,
he's
that's
He's
what
still
that's what
overcome
gives him.
that.
Just like
he's
the
definitely become a better
just
person
like the
than he
Boo
was before,
redemption.
but,
Whenever he sacrificed himself and let out every single bit of life that he had,
right, but
he
Boo,
could get another one that's even better.
right, but Boo is like an amalgam of a bunch of different personalities
Yes.
based on the people he absorbed.
Vegeta was just some.
That was
like,
before
Vegeta was a
that.
planet
Well, I mean, no, it
killer.
wasn't.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't technically.
Right.
But I mean,
But that didn't. It didn't do anything. That's not the point, though. The point of it is that Vegeta deserves a win.
I disagree. I mean,
Yeah,
because he's done nothing to merit the win except for try to best Goku.
Yeah.
The only good thing that he's done is tell his son that he loved him
No,
once,
that's more than
and
that.
then fight with him against Kid Buu.
Whenever all this
Against Kid Buu.
all this tournament stuff was going on,
Now-
you know what he gave more shits about than
His
getting into
daughter
a
being
fight?
born?
His daughter being
Wow,
born.
finally has some
Right, but
character
that's
development
personal.
solidly.
Okay,
His-
but that's
in
also
the very-
10 years
in the-
after the
That's
show's
been
gone off the
all
air.
Super.
Right,
No,
but
in the-
what
in
about
the
all
very
the daughters
beginning-
and sons that he
In the very beginning of it
willingly
all, what?
destroyed before when he was in Frieza's army?
That's yeah, I know. That's the point of the character development.
Right, I'm
No,
saying he's developed. He's
even-
definitely
even
a
in
better
the very-
person now.
one of the
but,
first
like, what can he
episodes-
You could
possibly
say the same
do?
thing about Tien, Piccolo.
Yeah,
Well,
and none of them
Tien
have gotten.
didn't
I mean,
like,
we
kill
didn't-
like
we
a
didn't-
bunch of people.
we didn't
Actually,
know-
I did. He was,
Yeah, he
he
did.
was
Yeah, he
an
did.
assassin, and he was a thief and everything else. Whenever he was with the
Dragon
Quail
Ball.
Quail
Yeah,
students.
right.
Yeah, and the crane.
No,
yeah,
Right, right.
But-
Quail.
But
Wait,
Vegeta,
did they do that? Because like he's like in the
Yeah, he was a super bad guy. And whenever they talked
he
about
was
it,
he
in
was
Dragon
one of the
Ball, he
villains.
yeah,
that
I
he
remember
fought,
that.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, he
yeah, they
broke
fight first in
Yamcha's
the world.
leg, no issue. Just,
Right,
you
right,
know,
but that-
like, I mean,
I thought he was just like fulfilling the desires of his master at that
it
point.
definitely was.
Right.
Well,
But
yeah,
like,
but
whenever he
with
was
the
a
fact
kid,
but the fact that you hear your master telling you, "Hey,
Kill.
you need to go kill these things,"
Right.
and you're not going.
I'm saying
and you're
Vegeta
not
did it on a
going.
scale that was like
No.
Vegeta did definitely do it on a scale that was all on his own.
Yeah.
Whenever he came to Earth, him and Nappa just fucking
Yeah.
annihilated cities.
Yeah,
Because,
but-
fuck, they killed
And they
Raditz.
were doing that long before.
Exactly.
But I mean,
And-
that was decades ago in universe.
Yeah,
And
I'm not saying that
Vegeta
Vegeta
has
hasn't become
developed
a better
so much
person.
But like I'm
especially in
saying-
Super.
Okay,
More
so
than
like-
anybody in Super.
No, Vegeta 100% deserves a fucking win.
Vegeta-
The reason
Okay,
no,
Vegeta definitely
no,
a better
the
person
reason
than he was
though-
before. It doesn't necessarily
he
mean
still
he
he still
deserves to be
trains just as hard as
That's fine. So
Right.
does Piccolo, so does everybody
Yeah.
else.
any sort of big thing that he's ever gotten, like him becoming a Super Saiyan, or him attaining the ability to become a god without having to
I mean,
have
he
5
killed,
other
he
Saiyans.
killed Android 19.
He's done so much. He deserves
Or
to
Android
be
20.
shown be a winner.
No, he's right, because I mean, it's not really about development, how good of a character he is. Vegeta trains and he pushes himself harder than fucking anybody does. This is a tournament of power. This is a martial arts tournament.
Right.
Vegeta
well,
deserves to have that win.
Vegeta currently has more
However,
outs
but just
than
wanting
any other
something-
fighter in the tournament.
What do you mean outs?
Vegeta has thrown more opponents out of the ring than any other fighter in the
Yeah.
entire
I
tournament.
would much rather it be Gohan. Like I would much even in Super
But
it's still Gohan has the most potential. I would much rather us see that develop more in Gohan.
We should continue this debate when Vegeta's Pride comes out. So
Yes.
we can
Yeah,
have
yeah. The
more-
Vegeta episode comes out. Yes, I 100% agree. Thank you, everybody, for watching this latest episode of Fandom Nonsense. This is Zach. I'm Aaron.
I'm Coco.
Also Nolan. Take it easy, everybody.
I still 100% disagree.
Yeah, me too.
I can't even let it go. Can't even be nice about it.
I'll save it.